Hello, my name is Rodolfo Castillo Morales, and today I will be showing you my Google Slides of the Second Industrial Revolution. So let's get to it. Here's a photo of it. The Second Industrial Revolution. The Second Industrial Revolution was in the years of 1870 and 1914. It was categorized by the new technologies like electricity, steel, and the internal combustion engine, leading to the mass production of the assembly line and the widespread use of standardized interchangeable parts. And here's a photo of the Second Industrial Revolution. Also caused a lot of pollution you see in the air, but it was a new generation, no era, start of the Industrial Revolution. Alright, let's go to the next part. Here are five inventions that were made during the Second Industrial Revolution, which were my favorites that I thought. That's why I chose them. And they have photos here, so I'll show you. This is the Bessemer process in 1856. Henry Bessemer process allowed for inexpensive and mass production of steel, replacing iron and making strong material available for infrastructure projects. And here's a photo of it. It's small, but I could barely fit it in. So then here we go to 1870. The electric light bulb by Thomas Edison and others perfected the light bulb, and the development of the electric power generation and the distribution transformed factories, street lighting, and urban life by moving away from steam power. And here's a photo of it, like I said, Thomas Edison. And now we go to the third invention. The invention of the telephone by Alexander Graham Bell. Invention revolutionized communication, making it possible for businesses to operate more efficiently. This was made in 1876. Like I said, here's the photo of the first telephone ever made. You see, and all his people in the back. So yeah, here we go to the event 4. A lot of people use this still nowadays, cars, automobiles, And here's a photo of it. This was made in 1886, so 10 years later. The internal combustion engine and the automobile invented by Henry Ford. The development of the internal combustion engine fueled by petroleum led to the creation of the first automobile and later the airplane, which changed transportation. Here we go to event 5. The assembly line, made in 1913, pioneered figures like Henry Ford. The assembly line increased mass production. This innovation enabled the mass manufacture of goods and services. This was made in 1913, and here is a photo of it. The assembly line. That's what helped factories move a lot faster and create more stuff, and just easier than the people who had to work during the first industrial revolution. So yeah, let me go to the fourth. This invention, the invention of the Wright brothers. Here they are right here, both of them. So the Wright brothers, Wilbur Wright, born in 1867, and Orville, born in 1879. Both were from Dayton, Ohio. And like I said, here's a photo of them. And here's a photo of the first successful plane that took off. The Wright brothers' first plane, named Wright Flyer, made in 1803, is considered the first successful plane to take off. Let's go to the next slide. the models made by them. This is the first model. It was made in December 17, 1903. Here's a photo. And here's the second model named the Wright model number 2. It was a development of this first one, which could stay up in the air a little bit longer than this one. And then we go to the third model. The third model was a development from the second one. It was made during the winter of 1904 and 1905. It was named the Wright Flyer number 3. And here's a photo of it. It's a little more increased, developed than the first and second one. Now we go to the fourth model. It's the fourth invention of the Wright brothers, made in 1906. So it was 3 years later after the first successful plane that took off. It was a development of the Wright Flyer. The Wright Flyer. The brothers built 7 of these and named it the Wright Model A. This Model A had 35 horsepower and a 4-cylinder engine. So like I said, it's a big development from the others, So now we go to the last plane they made, which was the Wright Model B, made in 1910. This was the Wright brothers' best plane invention. It was used by the U.S. Army and the Navy, and it was an early pusher biplane. So yeah, and it's this one. They had it there's a replica, and it was in a museum. So as you see how the ears change and how different the planes look from this one, last model, to all the way from the first one to the last one. So it has a lot of difference into them. And like you said, this is 7 years from this one, so all the way from here is 7 years. So these are all the planes they made during that time. And yeah, it's pretty cool, the inventions they made. So let's go to the next part. Why was this invented? What was the what problem did it solve? What led to its inventions? What previous inventions made it possible? So I'm going to answer those questions here. And it's the Wright brothers invented the airplane because they were eager to solve the problem of the human flight. Before their invention, people could only glide short distances but could not stay up in the air for so long. Neither could they control direction. Their goal was to make flight safe and powered at the same time. Controllable, but in 1903 they succeeded. During that, the world was changing fast, the economy was growing, people needed a quicker way to travel and ship products. Businesses wanted to speed up. The military saw the potential for using the planes to scout or send messages. This demand gave the Wright brothers more motivation. They had used earlier ideas from gliders and the bicycle balance, because they had a bicycle store too. Before the airplane was made and everything, they had a bike store. So the bicycle balance system, also the new internal combustion engine to build something that could fly. This invention paved the way for new types of transportations, like a lot, that changed travel, businesses, and even medical emergencies later on. So let's go to the next one. Here is mapping the Transcontinental Railroad and U.S. raw materials. The Transcontinental Railroad, it was made in 1869 by Chinese laborers. It was a connection of the east and west coast of the U.S. It was a transportation for people, raw materials, and manufactured goods quick across the USA. Number 2, raw materials in the USA. Many different regions produce important resources. For example, coal in Pennsylvania and West Virginia, iron ore in Minnesota, oil in Ohio and Texas, gold and silver in California and Nevada. All these materials were shipped by rail to factories in the East and Midwest. So let's go to the last slide, and I'm gonna show you guys my map. I tried my best to make and squeeze everything in here, but I hope you guys could learn at least something from it. So let's start with the transcontinental train. The red line is the line where the train was running. It was from California all the way to Nebraska. As you see, this Mazda, Nebraska, and then here is Promontory and Oregon, Utah, where another major city where the railroad passed. Reno, Nevada, right here, and Sacramento, California. Those were all the cities that the transcontinental train passed by. Let's go to the raw materials all over the U.S. Let's start with here: gold and silver in Nevada and California. And then we go to here, oil in Texas and Ohio, the iron ore in Minnesota, and last, the coal in Virginia and Pennsylvania. Those were all the raw materials in the U.S. And like right here, you see the farming. This is also in the Midwest. I don't know if you can see the line that runs through this, all the way here, all the way around this place, all the Midwest, passing Louisiana, on the bottom of Texas. All this was the big farming lands that were also raw materials in the U.S. So I hope you guys liked this, and I hope you learned something from it. I tried my best to do it, and yeah, I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching.